Okay, everybody settled? Shall we start? How was the economics? How many of you, by the way, have attempted the paper? जो देके आए हैं? Okay, and what is the score that you are approximately getting? 93, very nice. और 80s में कितने के हैं? How many of you scoring in 80s? 90s? Okay, 70s? Okay, below 70, 60s? Acha, look, so first and foremost, Vision IS is conducting a survey, okay, wherein you can put in your number of attempted questions, correct, incorrect. So this is all being done in order to come arrive at a cutoff, which is very close to the UPSC cutoff. We're trying to predict the cutoff, okay? So the link is available on the Vision IS website. I would request you all to go to the website and fill in that form, so that you can also get a realistic estimate ki cutoff will kahan pe hoga. Okay, so please do fill that up. Okay, we'll start with the discussion. Okay, how did you find the environment section? Tough, easy, medium? Easy? Medium? Okay, all right. So environment look continues to remain the most important section, one of the most important sections in the prelims examination. If you look at the number of questions from environment, pure environment questions were 14 out of 100. And if you add another 6 questions from current affairs, so out of current affairs based environment questions were about 6. So add 14 to 6, so there were about 20 questions from the environment section in this year's paper, which is pretty much in tune with what we have been seeing earlier. Okay. Now, the overall analysis of the environment section, I tried to understand, if I had to sum it up, I would sum it up in under 3 subheads A, B, C. A means last year there was a lot of ambiguity in too many questions. Most of the coaching institutes got their answers incorrect. They did not match with the official UPSC answer key. There was too much discussion, every question. So for example, like carbon credit markets, right? For example, mercury emissions, there is no safe level of mercury. All those questions were debated extensively, and we could not arrive at proper conclusive answers. That is not the case this year. We have answers and we are pretty sure that those are the correct answers. So there is no ambiguity as such in environment questions this year, thankfully. Second thing is, basics remain the same. Basics are absolutely the same. There are several themes which have been repeated. I will show it to you now. Why I say that it has been repeated from the previous year's questions, because it may not be directly कि उसी species पे पूछ लिया, but a very related species, okay? Similarly, some of the themes have been very well repeated. So for example, hydrogen fuel cell. You remember last year there were 2 questions on hydrogen, right? Green hydrogen. And again, there was a question on hydrogen fuel cell also. So this year also there was a question. So many such questions have been repeated by UPSC, which tells us that going forward, we have to keep the previous year's questions as our base for preparation. Clear? Okay. And the third thing, which a different trend that we observed this year from previous years, crossover. That means a lot of questions, a lot of initiatives, a lot of species also which were asked were international based. Okay, बहुत ज़्यादा थोड़ा सा internationally aligned था paper. There was no question on any biosphere reserve, national park जो typical domestic है. There was no question on any domestic legislation like the kind you see कि ये act में क्या है या वो act में क्या है, like last year we had a question on community reserves. None of those things were repeated. So a lot of bent of this year's environment section was from the international arena. All right, so these are the three major observations that we have seen in this year's environment section. Now let's start with some of the themes which are repeated, clearly repeated. This is last year's question on green hydrogen, right? So see, it can be used in the hydrogen fuel cell to run vehicles. Clearly, it is talking about that. And इस साल में ये पूछ लिया कि fuel cell electric vehicles क्या emit करते हैं. It's the same theme. If you understand how hydrogen works in a fuel cell based vehicles, you can answer this question. ठीक है? This is a direct repetition. Next, another repetition is recirculating aquaculture systems में UPSC had asked about biofilters. Biofilters, okay? Biofilters are what? These are kind of membranes which are activated with microorganisms. So they are not only flushing out, separating the liquid from solid like a normal filter would do, but also microorganisms are working on it to clean the water. Biofilter, same thing, membrane bioreactors. Exact चीज है, ठीक है? Like very similar. Next, another repetition. How many of the above belong to the pea family? Pea family is nothing but leguminous plants. It is nothing but leguminous plants. यानी कि plants which are nitrogen fixing in nature. And if you look at this question of UPSC, I think 21 or 22, moringa or drumstick tree is a leguminous evergreen tree. UPSC has earlier asked question कि leguminous कौन सा है और कौन सा नहीं है. And nitrogen fixation is something which is taught to you in classes in basic ecology. And leguminous plants कौन से होते हैं? Again, this is a very basic question. The only trick was they simply asked, rather than leguminous, they asked which belong to the pea family. Again, this is a repetition. One more repetition. Native trees. Look, UPSC has in 2021 also UPSC has asked, see, palm oil tree is native to Southeast Asia. So trees कौन से native हैं? तो ये तो Southeast Asia है, but इस बार तो native to India पूछा है. तो should we not have known this? What are the trees that are native to India? And the options are also very simple. Simple in the sense कि बहुत ज़्यादा numbers नहीं है, 3 ही options हैं. So you had to work that way out. Red sanders वैसे ही सबको पता होता है. You guys already know about red sanders, okay? So you just had to know that cashew and papaya are not, okay? So the themes are just getting repeated over and over again. वो ही 4-5 चीजें घुमा के पूछ रहे हैं. Look, now look at this. This was a question asked last year. Okay, this was about defense mechanism of species. To reduce the chance of being captured by predators, which of the above organisms roll up or protect their vulnerable parts? Clear? Now, this is like a defense mechanism कि कौन roll up हो जाता है. Same ही चीज़ ये है. If you look at it carefully, this is also a form of defense mechanism. That some, let's say, you know, butterflies, fish and frogs, they emit venom. That is also a form of defense mechanism, okay? Or you could have seen it on the flip side. अगर तुमको ये defense लग रहा है तो ये attack की तरह देख लो, that how many are, you know, attacking. This is again a behavioral aspect of species. So that continues to remain important, okay? Next is, if I break up topic-wise breakup of the environment section, if I had to break it up into different topics, maximum weightage UPSC continues to give to biodiversity. That is about 8 questions. 8 questions are from biodiversity, okay? 4 questions are from pollution. So sulfur dioxide emission ho gaya, all right? Your bioreactors, that is also a part of bioremediation techniques. Okay, then there is renewable energy. Renewable energy has been brought back into focus. थोड़ा सा 1-2 questions आते थे, maybe on projects like, for example, largest solar park, इस type का question पूछा था. But this time renewable energy has been on the focus, but again very fundamentals of that. Okay, and basic ecology, 2 questions. Apart from that, there were 2 or 3 questions from climate change, but legislations, Indian legislations, no question on your biodiversity, national parks, you know, those kind of things. Okay, So this is an overall understanding of how the paper is changing, but please remember that themes, like I showed you, are getting repeated. You have to pick up cues from the previous year's questions, understand कि इस साल ये पूछा तो अगले साल ऐसा भी पूछ सकते हैं, ठीक है? This is how you have to interpret it. Okay, let's carry on. Let's start with the first question. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, now Environmental Protection Agency is the US government body. I told you this year there is an inclination towards international initiatives or international bodies, right? International पे ज़्यादा focus है, domestic पे नहीं. So, Environmental Protection Agency, which one of the following is the largest source of sulfur dioxide emissions? So what is the answer to this? This is an easy question. I would categorize it as easy. Okay, so 2 years back, there was a news that India is the largest emitter of sulfur dioxide in the world. Clear? Now, India में भी what is the source? हमारा सबसे ज़्यादा sulfur dioxide कहाँ से आता है air pollution में? Thermal power plants, not just power plant, thermal power plants, coal-based thermal power plants. That is also true at the global level. The answer for this is power plants using fossil fuels. Okay, now if you go to the website of Environmental Protection Agency, okay, देखो हमें आंसर तो तुम ढूंढ ही लोगे. You would have got the keys by now also. The purpose of this class is not to find answers. The purpose of the class is to know कि आगे कैसे पढ़ना है. You know, going forward, what all sources have to be referred to. So this is one website which now I will add in the sources of environment that it can be referred to. Why? Because of the ease of reading. Now look at this. This is the website. इसका अगर home page पे जाओगे, this is how it looks like in US Environmental Protection Agency. Now, under this, there is a section called Environmental Topics. On the home page itself, if you scroll on the menu, you will get Environmental Topics. इसमें there is a huge database of topics that they have covered. Now, go to this A to Z topic index. This is a fantastic repository of sources where you can get topic wise, you know, A to Z, alphabetically, सारे environment related topics. Majority of them have been covered in a very nice and sophisticated manner. Okay, so please add this to your sources. US government की, the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Okay, now if I go to this website, I say what is SO2 and how does it get in the air. ऐसे उन्होंने क्वेश्चन आंसर के फॉर्म में सारे टॉपिक्स कवर किए हैं. दिस टॉपिक वाज ऑन सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड and this is how they have covered. So if you see this, it's clearly written, emissions that lead to high concentrations on sulfur dioxide generally also lead to the formation of other sulfur oxides. The largest source of sulfur dioxide emissions are from fossil fuel combustion at power plants. Clearly it mentions this, and question is asking ki according to EPA kya hai, so you have to refer to this. Is this understood? Okay, ऐसे ही this is a fantastic repository of topics. Please going forward refer to this as a standard source because the information here will be quite genuine and authentic. Okay, clear? Okay, next question. Again, international inclined. Okay, the European Parliament approved the Net Zero Industry Act recently. Is it correct? Yes, it did. And the European Union intends to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040 and therefore aims to develop all of its own clean technology by that time. So what is the right? Is this statement correct? No. Why is it not correct? The neutrality target for European Union is 2050. So what is the key takeaway from this question? First key takeaway is कि ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ इंडिया के ही टारगेट्स पढ़ने हैं. ठीक है, you need to know important acts that have been enacted by other countries which have big ramifications. Okay, second thing is UPSC plays on numbers. This is another key takeaway. UPSC plays on years. ठीक है, 100 million का 100 billion कर दिया, 2050 का 2040 कर दिया. So that is how they are also setting traps. So next time when you see a question with a year or a number on it, think again on the number. This is your another key takeaway. Clear? Okay, so second statement is not correct, first is correct. The answer would be C. Now see, one more key takeaway from this question is EU clears law to increase domestic green tech production. Basically idea ये इस law का है, उन्होंने बोला है कि जितने भी renewable technology के products हैं, let's say solar panels और ये जो भी है, we will build them ourselves because they want to reduce their dependence on US and China. Okay, that is why they want to become independent in renewable technology. That is the core of this initiative. Okay, now when was this news in news? This is 27th May 2024. And when was the paper? 16 June. So many of you keep asking this question, newspaper कब तक पढ़ना है, newspaper कब तक पढ़ना है, छोड़ दें, 1 महीना पहले छोड़ दें, 2 महीना पहले छोड़ दें. तो ये है तुम्हारा one of the answers. मेरी मानो तो आखिरी 10 दिन तक मत छोड़ो, ठीक है? At least major news तो पढ़ सकते हो. This is a big news. Okay? So this is answering one of those questions कि newspaper कब तक पढ़ना है, ठीक है? All right. Next, this is the act, this is the website, how they have explained the act. Basically the idea is to scale up manufacturing of clean technologies in the European Union. Okay, next is, this is इसी के आगे वो है to become climate neutral by 2050. What are the different objectives of this? So again, अब अगर ये आ गया है ना, that does not mean कि ये दोबारा नहीं आ सकता. So that means you have to go one step further, deeper into this topic. Clear? Okay, let's move forward. Next question. Many chewing gums found in the market are considered a source of environmental pollution. Many chewing gums contain, तो when you're reading assertion reason ना हमेशा mind में because लगाया करो, okay? Because many chewing gums contain plastic as a gum base. So is first statement correct? And second? And is it the correct explanation for first? Yes, okay. So the answer to this question would be A. Now why was this question asked? देखो एक तो ये है, this is how most of the chewing gums उनका जो composition होता है, this is what it is like. There are sweeteners, flavorings, थोड़ा सा softeners to make it soft, and then there is a gum base जो basically जो chewing part होता है उसका gum base होता है. उस gum base में होता है something called polyvinyl acetate, 20%. This is a plastic. This is a plastic, okay? This is the composition of chewing gum. Now, why was this in news? This was in news because two brothers, Bangalore-based brothers, they launched a new startup, all right? This is one of the news. Of course, there are many reasons, but this is one of the news that was there in the context of Indian scenario. They launched a startup जिसमें एक eco-friendly chewing gum produce करेंगे, okay? Which means that it will not have plastic in it, all right? And how many of you know about Shark Tank? देखा है? ये दोनों भाई Shark Tank में आए थे in the month of February, okay? तो अगर if you watch Shark Tank, तो तुम्हारे में naturally ये question आना चाहिए था, और at least you could have gained that knowledge that you know, yes, chewing gums have plastics. I'm not promoting Shark Tank here. All I'm trying to tell you is that you have to keep your general awareness. You have to stay aware. Okay? Keep your eyes, ears open. कुछ भी नई information आ रही है, think about it. अच्छा क्यों है? Then where is the plastic part? Maybe what is the name of the chemical that is there? Okay? So you have to pick things up from the social media. You have to pick things up from wherever you can. All right? Okay, next question. The organisms cicada, froghopper and pond skater are, how many of you got this right? Yeah.
मैम जो पिछला क्वेश्चन था प्लास्टिक वाला,
Right.
तो उसमें ये था ना कि इन्वायरमेंटल पॉल्यूशन होता है इसके वजह से, बट उसका ये एक्सप्लेनेशन ऐसे इंटायरिटी में नहीं हो सकता ना कि उसमें प्लास्टिक होता है इसलिए पॉल्यूशन होता है, और भी चीज़ें हो सकती है ना, तो बहुत सारी च्युइंगम में और कोई भी रीज़न हो सकता है, तो
और कोई भी रीज़न हो सकता है, बट प्राइमरी रीज़न देखो प्लास्टिक है. वाई? बिकॉज इट इज़ नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल. दैट मीन्स इट इज स्टेइंग इन द एनवायरमेंट फॉर टू मेनी ईयर्स. बाकी सारे जो है मे बी दे कैन बी डिग्रेडेड, बट नॉट प्लास्टिक.
बट जैसे हम लोग जानते हैं कि मान लो ग्रेविटी की वजह से नीचे हम लोग गिरते हैं, तो ग्रेविटी एक्सप्लेनेशन है कि मान लो हर एक चीज़ ज़मीन पे रहती है, कुछ ऊपर नहीं जा सकती, वो एक्सप्लेनेशन है. पर ये नहीं हो सकता ना कि कहीं पे मान लो कि वैक्यूम से खींच रहे हैं किसी को, तो एक रीज़न हुआ, बट इंटायर उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं हो सकता ना वो.
नहीं, इंटायर एक्सप्लेनेशन है ना. देखो, अगर मैं बोलूँ कि मेरे हाथ में एक लकड़ी की पेंसिल है, मैंने बोला कि ये एनवायरनमेंट पोल्यूट नहीं करती, वर्सेस मेरे हाथ में ये एक स्टाइलस है जो प्लास्टिक का बना हुआ है, तो विच वन विल यू से इज पोल्यूटिंग? यू विल से दिस इज पोल्यूटिंग. व्हाई? बिकॉज दिस हैज प्लास्टिक. The component is there, plastic is there, so you can assume that this is not good for the environment.
बट स्टाइलिस तो प्लास्टिक का और किसी मटेरियल का होगा, तो उससे मान लो
और मटेरियल से भी हो सकता है.
हाँ.
बट ये भी एक रीजन है. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि वो गलत हो गया.
अच्छा.
ओके.
पिछले साल भी मतलब उन्होंने ऐसा ही किया था, हम लोग को लग रहा था एक्सप्लेनेशन है, पर इंटायर एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं था, इसलिए
इंटायर में जाने की जरूरत ही नहीं. नोबडी इज आस्किंग यू कि च्युइंगम किस किस चीज से बनी है. अगर आपको इतना भी पता है च्युइंगम में प्लास्टिक है, तो इट इज नॉट गुड फॉर द एनवायरनमेंट, है ना. तो इतना एग्जाम में टाइम भी नहीं होता है सोचने का. तब तो ये होता है कि हाँ अच्छा ये है, नहीं है, प्लास्टिक है, नहीं है, दैट्स ऑल. ठीक है.
मतलब मैंने तो इतना ही सोचा था वहाँ पे पिछली बार का आंसर कि मेरे दिमाग
हाँ.
में आया कि हो सकता है एक्सप्लेनेशन ये पूरा ना हो, तो इसलिए मैंने बी मार्क.
नहीं, दैट्स ओके. लास्ट ईयर्स पेपर वाज अ लिटिल erratic. It was a little very ambiguous, like I told you at the start. So don't overthink in the examination. आप गलत ही मार्क करोगे. Don't overthink. Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Okay? All right. Next is, okay, with cicadas, froghopper and pond skaters. How many of you attempted this question based on the names? की नाम सुन के कि यार pond पे skating तो कौन ही करेगा इनमें से. Pond skater. This is pond skater. You've seen this, right? कई बारी देखा होता है हमने in water bodies. So you've marked insects. What did you mark?
मैम रेप्टाइल मार्क किया था. फ्रॉग हॉपर से लगा था कि
फ्रॉग से हॉपर. नहीं, ये तो ट्रैप सेट करते हैं वो, जो व्हाट इज सीमिंगली राइट. फ्रॉग आ गया तो वैसे भी फ्रॉग इज नॉट अ रेप्टाइल, फ्रॉग इज एन एम्फीबियन. सो वो एक तो वो वहीं पे खत्म हो जाना चाहिए था. ठीक है. ओके. नेक्स्ट इज, सी व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग यू दिस वाज इन न्यूज. आई टेल यू अबाउट cicadas. ओके. सो cicada is an insect which usually stays underground. ठीक है, बहुत सालों तक अंडरग्राउंड रहता है. अराउंड 13th ईयर या 17th ईयर, प्राइम नंबर्स वाले ईयर में वो इकट्ठे एमर्ज करते हैं ग्राउंड से. ओके, ऐसे नंबर्स. सो इवन साइंटिस्ट आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई इज इट दैट दे एमर्ज ड्यूरिंग प्राइम नंबर्स वाले ईयर्स. सो दे एमर्ज टुगेदर. बहुत सारे निकल के आते हैं. ये यू सी दिस इमेज, यहाँ पे एक वो ट्री पे पॉइंट आउट कर रहा है टू वन cicada. दिस इज वॉट फिनोमिना इज बीइंग ऑब्जर्व्ड इन US दिस ईयर. ओके. तो इस साल री एमर्जेंस ऑफ cicadas बहुत ज़्यादा न्यूज़ में. अगेन तुमने देखा इंटरनेशनल कनेक्ट है. ठीक है. सो cicadas आर इंसेक्ट्स एंड इनकी सबसे बड़ी जो ट्रेट होता है ना, ये बहुत शोर मचाते हैं. वेरी लाउड एंड नॉइजी, वेरी लाउड एंड नॉइजी. So how many of you have heard of Silent Valley National Park? पता है कहाँ है, कौन सी स्टेट में? राइट. तुमने कभी सोचा है कि उसको साइलेंट वैली क्यों बोलते हैं? एग्जैक्टली, इट्स बिकॉज दीज cicadas, ये शोर मचाने वाले इंसेक्ट्स वहाँ नहीं हैं. It's because of the absence of this that Silent Valley National Park is called Silent Valley. You know, you should think, तुम्हें Silent Valley नाम रखा है तो क्या रीज़न है? कुछ तो होगा भाई, साइलेंट क्यों है? Okay, try questioning yourselves, try questioning, and the more Google you will use for these kind of things, the more your general awareness will increase. Okay, not everything can be textbookish. Okay, so the answer to this is insects. All right? Okay, let's move forward. Again 3 animals, again international, Indian नहीं है. ओके, इस बार का पूरा जो पेपर है ना वो अब्रॉड ही है. ठीक है. उन्होंने टफ तो बनाना ही था. दे रियलाइज दैट पीपल आर मगिंग अप इंडिया वेरी नाइसली, तो चलो बाहर से पूछते हैं, लेकिन एम्बिगुअस भी नहीं बनाना था. सो दिस वॉज द मिडल पाथ. ऑलराइट. ओके, नाउ दिस इज इंद्री. इंद्री इज द Largest lemur in the world. Largest lemur in the world. Where are lemurs found? Madagascar. This is Madagascar. Okay, so INRI is the largest lemur in the world. Next, they are asking elk. Elk. Elk is the second largest species within the deer family. जो deer family है उसमें second largest species is elk. Now when I am saying second largest, the natural question that should pop up in your mind is which is the largest. So please note it down. Find out which is the largest. Okay. And this is the range. These are the range countries for elk. तो इंडोनेशिया में तो कहीं भी नहीं दिख रहा है, right? So it's not there. So usually it's found in Americas. So ये भी गलत है. ब्राज़ील इंड्री भी गलत है because इंड्री is in Madagascar. Where is Madagascar? Yes. And finally, the third one is Madagascar bonobo. तो third one Madagascar में bonobo को दिया है, but where is bonobo? Bonobo is found in Central Africa. Okay, bonobo is found in Central Africa. It has a very limited distribution. Okay, now bonobo is a very close relative of chimpanzee. मतलब very close relative. मतलब almost ऐसा है कि यहाँ पे कॉन्गो रिवर बहती है. Okay, कॉन्गो रिवर के नॉर्थ में मिलते हैं chimpanzees and साउथ में है bonobo. This is because the creation of the river, it made this evolutionary separation. जो हमने species evolution पढ़ा है ना, it is because of different allopatric species, speciation, ये सब पढ़ते हैं. So उसमें because of the physical distance between the two, ये थोड़ी सी एक separate species बन गई है. Okay, so they are very close to chimpanzees, and chimpanzees are closest to human beings in DNA. Correct? So UPSC last year had asked a question on orangutan, और यही पूछा था कि orangutan can scrape insects with a stick, right? Which of these can scrape? So most of you could answer this question based on the fact that orangutans are closest to human beings among the given options. So they would have that kind of intellect. So now again, these are closest to chimpanzees, again closest to human beings in DNA. Clear? Bonobo. Okay. Again, international है, तो most of you might not have known it. नहीं भी आता है तो it's okay. It was a tough question. It was a tough question. Clear? All right. Okay. ये तो सबने पढ़ा है, right? Now, why was this question asked? What could be the possible motivation? International Big Cat Alliance, right? जिसका one of the founding members is India, right? That was launched. Now, the question is, again, this was a very easy question. Why was this an easy question? You could eliminate the options. Third statement बोल रहा है, unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their territory by scent marking. Scent marking is a basic characteristic of animals. सारे animals करते हैं, even dogs do that, right? So this statement is definitely wrong. Male leopards क्यों नहीं करेंगे भाई अपनी territory mark? And what is the only way to mark their territory? Is through urinating, right? Or defecating, whatever. This is the way they mark their territories. So if you eliminate the third statement, you get to the answer. क्योंकि 3 बाकी सब में है, and answer is A. में बाकी first 2 you did not even have to think, just come to the third and that could have been eliminated. Nonetheless, for the sake of discussion, lions do not have a particular breeding season. Is this correct? Why? जो mostly big cats हैं, which are in colder regions, they have a specific breeding season. They mate in winters so that उनके बच्चे होंगे. See, they usually have a gestation period of 90 to 110 days. 3 महीने, 3-3.25 महीने का उनका gestation period होता है. So they mate in winters so that when the children are born in the spring season and they can survive longer. अब एकदम ठंडी में बच्चे हो जाएंगे तो उनको क्या खिलाएंगे, क्या hunt करेंगे? ठीक है? There is more prey base available in the summers. That is the logic. Lions are not cold area animals, okay? So they do not have a typical breeding season. Clear? Next is, unlike most other big cats, cheetahs do not roar. What is roaring? करके दिखाओ. Somebody roar for me. Roar होता क्या है? दहाड़ना, वो हा करके जो एक आवाज आती है ना, which very bass, जिसका बहुत heavy होता है. Okay, that is roaring. That roaring happens because certain species of big cats, okay, they have, इनकी एक hyoid bone होती है यहाँ पे, hyoid bone. This bone is not ossified, मतलब बहुत पक्की कैल्शियम की वो नहीं हुई होती. So they are able to stretch this portion large, better, and they're able to bring out that roaring voice. ठीक है? That is the source of roaring, that hyoid bone का structure. Now the animals which do not roar, क्योंकि उनकी वो ये स्ट्रक्चर पक्का होता है एंड दे आर नॉट एबल टू रोर, तो वो पर करते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड पर. इट्स एक्चुअली PURR. चीतास पर. ओके, ऑफ कोर्स देयर आर अदर नॉइजेस आल्सो, बट दे आर नॉट एज लाउड. सो चीतास हैव दिस, दे कैन नॉट रोर. एंड विच आर द अदर टू बिग कैट्स विच कैन नॉट रोर अपार्ट फ्रॉम चीता? Snow leopards and lynx. Snow leopard, lynx and cheetah are the 3 cats which cannot roar. Okay, आपका lion कर सकता है, tiger कर सकता है, leopard कर सकता है. Again, now तुम देखो cheetah नहीं कर सकता but leopard कर सकता है. So don't get confused. Okay, leopard कर सकता है and jaguars can do it. Alright, clear? This is the basic concept. अब now what do we take away from this? ठीक है, हमने समझ लिया, आंसर पता चल गया. What do we take away from this is the fact that going forward animal sounds become an important topic in UPSC. You can expect a question around that. तो अगर हम किसी animal का पढ़ रहे हैं, let's say birds की कुछ specific sounds हैं, we should be a little wary of that also. We should be a little, focusing on that also. Clear? Okay? Okay. Next. Again, another international initiative. All right. Which one of the following is the correct description of 100 million farmers? 100 million farmers is a platform which has been initiated by World Economic Forum. Okay. Basically, idea यही है, they are trying to build a platform in which farmers and food production is at the center of climate talks. Okay. So they feel कि central food and farmers should be the central pillars on the global climate and nature agenda. So हमेशा हर climate talks में food और farmers को ही priority दी जानी चाहिए. Everything else is around that. So this is the 100 million farmers. Has anyone been able to answer this question? किसी ने किया है? You did it? Good. Because this is something that was not covered by most of the coaching institutes in current affairs and all also. Okay, so this was something less obscured. मतलब थोड़ी सी theme unaware थे लोग इसको लेके. All right? Okay. This is the report that has been launched by World Economic Forum. If you see the date of the report, it's 15th January 2024. Okay. So again, going forward, what does it tell us? जो major websites है, for example, World Economic Forum हो गया, FA हो गया. Okay. These kind of organizations, we should probably go to their website and take a list of what are the publications. तो अगर आप इनके publications या report section में भी जाओगे, तो भी आपको जो major initiatives हैं या major reports हैं, you will get to know about that. Okay, once in a month this exercise can be done because हर महीने 1 या 2 reports ही आती हैं. So even if you do that, you're good sorted from that end. कि जो major organizations हैं, international agencies हैं, we are able to cover their reports. Okay, clear? Okay, next. Distributed energy resources. This was an easy question. Huh? You all got it right? नाम से पता चल रहा है. देखो या पिछले वाले का आंसर A है. The answer is A. It's not related to blockchain. It is not related to animal husbandry. It is not related to farmer producer organizations. It is a platform for accelerating the transition towards food and water systems that are net zero. So basically to increase farmer resilience. तो वो बोल रहे हैं कि farmers पे सारा focus करो, climate change related. Farmer की adaptation सबसे ज़्यादा important है with respect to climate change. So the focus is farmers. Okay. Okay. How many of the above are considered distributed energy resources? Energy everybody knows, right? Resources also you know. Energy resources क्या क्या होंगे? What would be the energy resources? Let's say thermal power plants, right? All these are sources of energy. नाउ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड मीन्स कि एक सेंट्रल लोकेशन पे नहीं है, दे आर डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड, अलग अलग जगह पे है. सो लेट्स से फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन माई हाउस आई हैव अ solar panel, that is a distributed source of energy. That means at the local place I can deploy that and use that electricity for my consumption. Okay, this is a simple definition of distributed energy resources. तो हम क्या क्या कर सकते हैं distribute? Battery storage, batteries हम use कर सकते हैं, right? Biomass generators, we can have small scale पे biomass generators, right? We can have fuel cells, we've already seen that. Rooftop solar photovoltaic units, again that is a distributed source of energy. So the answer to this question is all four, and all are distributed. Now what could be the possible motivation behind this question? The possible motivation is that Solar Energy Corporation of India Limited unveiled this year in Chhattisgarh, they launched the largest solar battery project. Solar battery project. Solar battery project means है तो solar panels ही, if you see, but the panels are not giving energy or electricity directly into the grid. Grid में नहीं जा रहा है, they are storing it in a battery. Okay, so this could be the possible motivation. This is the largest solar battery project in India. In Chhattisgarh it was launched. Okay, तो कौन कौन से ऐसे हैं sources which can be done at a local level? Clear? Good.
Are you struggling to understand ethical theories and their practical applications? Many UPSC aspirants face this challenge when preparing for the ethics mains paper. To aid aspirants conquer it, Vision IS presents the Ethics Case Studies classes from 30th June, 5 p.m. Master the fundamentals of ethics with a clear, structured approach. Stay ahead by interlinking topics with current events and real-world scenarios.
अभी देख के थोड़ा easy लग रहा है पेपर. Once you start solving it, you realize that some questions were definitely doable. Okay, this is distributed energy resources. I've already explained that. Okay, next question. Which one of the following shows a unique relationship with an insect that has co-evolved with it, and that is the only insect that can pollinate this tree? What is the answer? Fig. ये कहाँ पे है? What is the source of this question? The source of this question is class 12th biology NCERT. I have told this several times that this is an important source for environment. Clearly, तुम्हारी biology NCERT में देखो page 237 पे लिखा है, in many species of fig trees, there is a tight relationship. There is a tight one-to-one relationship with the pollinator species of wasp. It means that a given fig species can be pollinated only by its partner wasp species. अब तो you can't complain about this question. You can't say कि ये क्यों पूछा है ना? NCERT में दिया हुआ है, ठीक है? The idea is this is given under the topic of mutualism. Mutualism. That means जब हम बेसिक इकोलॉजी में पढ़ते हैं commensalism, amensalism, mutualism, all this is covered under that. So key takeaway is go back to your NCERT, revise this. कौन कौन से headings के अंदर कौन कौन से examples दिए हुए हैं, please make notes so that once and for all it's done. ठीक है? Alright. Okay. This is how the relationship works. Okay, कभी detail में दोबारा class होगी तो we'll tell. Okay, don't go into the detail. Just understand what was the source. Okay, basically इसमें होता ही है कि the both male and female flowers are inside the fig fruit, and this particular wasp enters it and then makes that pollination. Okay, all right. Next is poisonous species. So like I told you, since we have been discussing what are the different defense mechanism, throwing poison is also a form of defense mechanism. Okay, and poisonous species तो तुम्हें थोड़ा सा भी सोचना चाहिए था कि यार कोई ना कोई frog तो poisonous हो ही गई. कोई ना कोई तो होगा ही. ओके, थोड़ा सा ये भी लॉजिक लगा लेते. हाँ, बटरफ्लाइज आर जनरली कंसिडर्ड अ लिटिल बेनेवलेंट. बटरफ्लाइज को देखे थोड़ा फील गुड फैक्टर आते तो आपको लगेगा कि नहीं, मे बी ये शायद नहीं है, बट बटरफ्लाइज भी है. ठीक है. सो जनरली दीज क्वेश्चंस मार्क डी, बट प्लीज दिस इज नॉट अ हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल. ओके, सो लेट्स सी इनमें से कौन से हैं एग्जाम्पल्स विच आर पॉइजनस. दिस इज द अफ्रीकन जायंट स्वॉलो टेल. This is the African giant swallowtail. This is the most poisonous butterfly in the world. This is the most poisonous butterfly in the world. Okay, and the puffer fish. Puffer fish is again the most poisonous species of fish in the world. Second to the most poisonous vertebrate after the golden dart frog. So most poisonous vertebrate is the golden dart frog. और इसके बाद है puffer fish. And the most poisonous fish is your African giant swallowtail. Okay, तो ये तीनों नाम लिख लो. You can expect a question around these in the coming years. Not maybe directly, but indirectly. Okay, clear? Yes, of course it is. 100% it is. Okay. Okay, this is just a small infographic of what are the different poisonous animals. ओके, तो अब अभी सिर्फ मछली, बटरफ्लाई और फ्रॉग का पूछ लिया, डज नॉट मीन तुम और नहीं देखोगे. ठीक है, यू हैव टू गो टू द वर्टिब्रेट्स, लाइक बर्ड्स में जाओ. ओके, अभी रेप्टाइल्स एंड ऑल तो है ही है. ठीक है, किंग कोबरा एंड ऑल, बट जस्ट जनरली सेइंग डोंट रिस्ट्रिक्ट योर सेल्फ टू दिस. ओके, नेटिव टू इंडिया. रेड सैंडल्स तो आता था सबको. ठीक है, you were able to tell. Of course, this is a question which did not help with elimination. You could not have eliminated the options. You either know it or you don't know it. Okay, now papaya and cashew. Cashew इंडिया में सबसे ज़्यादा कहाँ होता है? कश्मीर? नहीं, इंडिया में which state? Goan cashew has received the GI tag this year. Goan cashew has received the GI tag this year. Okay, so that is there, but that is not the largest producing state. So now अब तुम्हें जब ये दो नाम पता चल गए हैं, तीन, इनके largest producing states find out. Okay, this is how you have to work the previous year questions. So cashews का origin is basically from Brazil. Okay, they are native to Brazil, and papaya comes from Mexico or Central America. They are not native to India. Now, अब क्या पढ़ना है? नेटिव की लिस्ट कहाँ से मिलेगी? Now, in the in an article in PIB, government has released a list of 21 trees which are native to India. These are trees which are native to India. I'll quickly read out the name. बाद में you can note this down later also. Pilkhan, peepal, bargad. These are the vernacular names, and this is a scientific name. Bargad is what? Banyan tree, right? Gular, bear, Arjun. Then jamun, neem, gundani, baheda, lasura, mango. अब ये को mango स्टार्क मार्क कर लो, because now you know mango is native to India. Okay, jungle jalebi. Okay, imli. Imli is tamarind. We have already seen the question on tamarind. अभी देखा था ना मोरिंगा वाला क्वेश्चन, उसमें लेगुमिनस था, उसमें एक स्टेटमेंट tamarind पे थी. So tamarind becomes important. You can expect a question कि tamarind पे question कभी आए, and then they can ask leguminous है कि नहीं, and then they can ask native है कि नहीं. Clear? Then शहतूत. What is शहतूत? खाया किसी ने? हाँ, क्या क्या होता है? Red color का, it's very juicy, this long fruit. Yeah, that is शहतूत. Then बाकयान, मीठा नीम और कड़ी पत्ता, खिरनी, ढाक, हराड and बेलपत्र. बेलपत्र everybody knows? What is बेलपत्र? हाँ, शिव जी को चढ़ाते, करेक्ट. ठीक है, ऑल राइट. सो दिस इज द लिस्ट ऑफ नेटिव ट्रीज ऑफ इंडिया. ठीक है, तो अब ये लिस्ट तो एक बार दिमाग में होनी चाहिए, एंड देन यू कैन कीप ऑन एडिंग टू इट. ओके, नेक्स्ट. One of the following regions, अच्छा, this is also a very interesting question. One of, again, international. भी इस बार पूरा पेपर बाहर ही है. ठीक है, okay. One of the following regions has the world's largest tropical peatland, which holds about 3 years worth of global carbon emissions from fossil fuels. and possible destruction of which can exert detrimental effect on the global climate. Which one of the following denotes that region? किस किसने Amazon मार्क किया था कि भाई Amazon ही लग रहा है वहीं सबसे ज़्यादा वहीं पे सबसे ज़्यादा this is lungs of the world, right? So no, the answer is Congo Basin. And this peatland, what is peat by the way? What is peat? वो लार्जेस्ट रिवर बेसिन का क्वेश्चन नहीं है, लार्जेस्ट पीटलैंड का क्वेश्चन है. व्हाट इज पीट? टाइप ऑफ कोल. नो माय डियर, है बट वो वाला पीट नहीं है. पीट, लिग्नाइट, बिटुमिनस, एंथ्रासाइट इज 4 टाइप्स ऑफ कोल, बट दिस इज नॉट दैट पीट. इट इज एन अनडिकम्पोज्ड मैटर, जैसे ऑर्गेनिक मैटर सॉइल में होता है, अनडिकम्पोज, नॉट फुल्ली डिकम्पोज्ड, दैट इज पीट. दैट इज सॉइल में, दैट इज पीट. ओके, तो ऐसा एक बहुत बड़ा एरिया है एंड दिस वॉज इन फैक्ट डिस्कवर्ड इन 2017 ओनली. इससे पहले हमें पता ही नहीं था कि दुनिया में एक ऐसा इतना बड़ा एरिया है. ओके, दिस वॉज डिस्कवर्ड इन 2017. वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट ट्रॉपिकल पीटलैंड फाउंड इन कॉन्गो बेसिन. Carbon rich peatlands could store 3 years worth of total fossil fuel emissions. यही लिखा है उसमें, right? Peat. Now, my point here is, these things are taught to you in the class under aquatic ecosystems. हम पढ़ते हैं ना peat, bog, swamp, ईस्ट मार्शेज, एस्चुरी, ये सब पढ़ते हैं एक्वेटिक इकोसिस्टम्स में. तो अगेन द की टेक अवेज व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग दोज, उनसे रिलेटेड ट्रिविया और डेटा फैक्ट्स. लार्जेस्ट पीटलैंड कहाँ है, ठीक है, बिगेस्ट एस्चुरी कौन सी है, दोज थिंग्स शुड कमेंसुरेट उसके साथ जाना चाहिए. सो व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग दैट, वेर एवर यू आर मेकिंग नोट्स और इन योर टेक्स्ट बुक, विच एवर नोट्स योर बुक यू आर फॉलोइंग, उसमें पिकअप इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड जॉट इट डाउन. दैट हैज़ टू बी डन. ऑलराइट, नाउ व्हाई वाज दिस इन न्यूज़? This was in news, बहुत recent news नहीं है. This was, if you look carefully, this is September 2022. So can't blame you for not really reading it, but फिर भी this is not that old also. More research and investment needed to protect Congo Basin peatlands, finds report. So there was a report which was released. Okay, it's called Congo Basin Forests, State of the Forest 2021 report. Again, this is an article of Down to Earth. Okay, so I keep repeating, down to earth is one source which will never hurt you. कि कुछ ना कुछ कहीं ना कहीं hit हो जाता है इससे. All right, so this was the article and of course the question has been asked this year. Clear? This is, the answer is Congo Basin. Okay, next. Perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances. This is an easy question. You can't complain कि आपको ये क्वेश्चन नहीं आता था. Okay, this question was also covered in our All India test series. In fact, many of the questions which I have covered earlier, for example, ये peat वाला है, okay, those questions have been covered under our Sandhan initiative, that which is a database of questions which you can customize your test series and you can pick those questions and you can frame your topic wise you can solve questions. So lot of questions you will see as we release the analysis, lot of questions could be answered because of our Sandhan initiative. Okay, anyway, so this was covered in the test series. This has been in news this year. These are basically forever chemicals, जैसे हम persistent organic pollutants बोलते हैं, सबने पढ़ा है, Stockholm Convention भी पढ़ा है, correct? So these are those, and the question is this only, they are found in drinking water, food and packaging, correct? They are not easily degraded in the environment. This is also correct because उनका नाम ही forever chemicals है, and they can lead to bioaccumulation in animal bodies including human beings. So this is also correct. The answer is D, option D. Okay, that means this is a straightforward simple question. It should have been done. ये वाला solve होना चाहिए था. If you have not done this, that means you have not done the revision properly, because this was even covered in test series, current affairs magazines, everywhere. Okay. Next is, what are the sources of these chemicals? ये chemicals mostly they are found in, जैसे हमारे raincoats होते हैं, waterproofing. They are found in wooden furnishings, adhesives, जो चिपकाते हैं हम चीज़ें, जो adhesives होते हैं, उनमें होते हैं. So for example, if you see this is a very interesting thing which I found. So this is also found in non-stick cookware. Okay, तो आपके cookware में होगा. This is found in, let's say, sticky notes. You all use sticky notes for making notes. अब उसको देख के याद कर लेना, ठीक है? So they are also found in sticky notes because of the adhesive that is used. All right. So these are some of the examples where they are found in the home. Clear? Now UPSC has asked a question earlier on benzene. कि benzene कहाँ sources हैं, and the given options were like this only, जो indoor वाले चीज़ें हैं. तो you can expect हर किसी के sources आपको पता होने चाहिए. At least have a vague idea that this is an adhesive also, it's used in adhesives, it's used in cookware. So you can at least narrow down the options when you're attempting the paper. Okay? All right. Another question on biodiversity, very tough. Don't expect you to solve it. Don't know it, leave it, move ahead. Don't try to maro tukka. Not required. Okay? No tukkabazi here. Parasitoid बता दो बस मुझे क्या है. I'll be happy with that. Parasitoid. What is the difference between parasite and parasitoid? अच्छा चलो guess. कोई तुम्हारे नंबर थोड़ी कट रहे हैं यहाँ पे. No negative marking. क्या हो सकता है? Parasite तो clear है. That means it is dependent on a host for its shelter, food and everything. Parasitoid क्या कर रहा है? कुछ तो वो भी host से related ही है. Parasitoid नाम में आ रहा है. Only difference is parasitoid जो है अपने host को eventually मार देता है. There is final death of the host. Parasites में death का कोई वो नहीं है. वो mutual relationship चलता रहता है उनका. Mutual, not really mutual, but it's one-sided. But वो they can keep on going on for years. Okay? So this is the difference between parasite and parasitoid. Now, generally when we teach parasitoid species, we tell that flies and wasps are, majority of them are parasitoid. ये correct है. The key here, what was the problem was this carabid beetles. Carabid beetles, there are only 11 species, okay? 11 families which of these beetles which are parasitoid in nature. So we don't expect you to know it. UPSC does, but we don't. All right. तो ये थोड़ा आंसर करना मुश्किल था because elimination का भी scope नहीं है. Only 2, only 3. Okay. So answer to this is only 3 because wasp, flies and carabid beetles. आपको carabid beetle पता भी नहीं होगा क्या है. ठीक है. तो this question was difficult. When you don't know such questions, it is best to leave them. तुम्हें parasitoid की definition भी नहीं पता तो I'm hoping तुमने attempt भी नहीं किया होगा. ठीक है? ये this is unnecessarily creating a negative marking for yourself if you're attempting this. This is parasite and parasitoid kills host. Parasite not often and parasitoid always kills the host. Always kills the host. All right? Okay. याद रहेगा? अच्छा, अब आ जाओ फिर से लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स. अभी इनको छोड़ के मुझे और बताओ कौन से हैं. व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स? फॉरगेट अबाउट दीज 3. पल्सेस. ओके, गुड. और someone, I'm hearing someone say beans. Acha, now, okay, that calls for a good revision. Okay, all right. So basically, P family means, that means leguminous family. So देखो इसमें जो P family होती है उसको basically Fabaceae और Leguminose ऐसा बोलते हैं साइंटिफिकली. दैट इज द पी फैमिली. इनका मेन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक कुछ ऐसा होता है कि जो इनके फ्लावर्स होते हैं थोड़े इरेगुलर से होते हैं. ओके, द फ्रूट और द सीड दैट इज फाउंड इन पी लाइक पॉड्स. ओके, अल्फा इज जस्ट अनदर एग्जाम्पल. दीज आर सम ऑफ द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ द पी फैमिली. ओके, एंड दीज आर योर एग्जाम्पल्स. पी, पीनट, सोयाबीन, हॉर्स ग्राम, बीन्स, लेंटिल्स जो आपने बोला, दाल्स. ठीक है, अल्फा, क्लोवर. नाउ दिस इज समथिंग दैट यू शुड नो. व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट प्लांट्स विच आर लेग्यूमिनस? लेग्यूमिनस ही पूछा है बस. पी फैमिली इज लेग्यूमिनस. ऑलराइट, क्लियर? द आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज तीनों मिल गए वहाँ पे. ग्राउंडनट भी है, हॉर्स ग्राम भी है और सोयाबीन भी है. सो द आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज all 3. This was an easy question. This was an easy question. This should have been done. All right. Okay, moving forward. The Indian flying fox is placed under the vermin category in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Is this correct? Yes. इसकी न्यूज़ भी बहुत ज़्यादा थी. Why? Because what is flying fox? Is it a fox which is flying? It is the name of a bat. Okay, it is the name of a bat species. And bats are usually, bats are mammals, but they are usually diet क्या है उनकी? They are frugivorous. Okay, that means they eat fruits. Okay, so the Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of other animals. This is not correct. It is a frugivorous bat. All right, and it is placed under the vermin category. अब इसमें थोड़ा सा some people might have got confused, thinking कि यार अब Wildlife Protection Act तो amend हो चुका है, उसमें Schedule 5 तो अब रहा ही नहीं. पहले Schedule 5 था जिसमें vermin में हम place करते थे तो we knew. तो अब वो तो है ही नहीं. It has now been moved to the second schedule. But you can still classify organisms, you can still declare animals as vermin. तुम शेड्यूल चेंज हो गए एज अ डिफरेंट थिंग, बट वर्मिन की कैटेगरी एग्जिस्ट करती है अभी भी. यू कैन डिक्लेयर. ओके, सो द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट एंड सेकेंड इज नॉट करेक्ट. हाँ, अगर इसको इज प्लेस्ड अंडर द वर्मिन कैटेगरी को यूपीएससी इज अंडरस्टैंडिंग और डीलिंग विद इट एज अ सेपरेट शेड्यूल, देन दिस क्वेश्चन इटसेल्फ इज रॉन्ग. ठीक है, देन यूपीएससी विल ड्रॉप दिस क्वेश्चन अगर वो मान रहे हैं कि फिफ्थ शेड्यूल को. Okay, but we are assuming here that they are not talking about the fifth schedule, they are just talking about the fact that you can declare a species vermin. All right, so first statement is correct and second is not correct. It's a frugivorous bat. Answer is C. So this is the news. This is 17th August 2023. This is not old. Okay, this is last 1 year के अंदर है. Flying fox bats for vigilance while roosting. कहने का मतलब है कि flying fox bats जो है they say that they should be protected. Okay, because lot of इनका because they are frugivorous, so they were destroying a lot of orchards which was causing a lot of conflict. Okay, this was in news. Okay. अगेन दैट क्वेश्चन शुड हैव बीन डन. ठीक है, जो नहीं हो रहे आई एम टेलिंग यू वो नहीं हो सकते, दैट्स ओके, बट दिस शुड हैव बीन डन. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज ऑल राइट. अच्छा, दिस वन मोर थिंग फॉर दिस ऑल्सो, फ्लाइंग फॉक्स का एग्जैक्ट क्वेश्चन वॉज इन द संधान इनिशिएटिव. एग्जैक्ट क्वेश्चन उसमें विच ऑफ दीज आर वर्मिन और फ्लाइंग फॉक्स के साथ में ब्रैकेट में फ्रूगीवोरस बैट्स भी लिखा हुआ था. सो द होल थिंग वॉज आंसर्ड जस्ट बाई लुकिंग एट द क्वेश्चन. ओके, दैट वॉज ऑल्सो देयर. Now, next is consider the following materials: agricultural residues, corn grain, wastewater treatment sludge, wood mill waste. Which of the above can be used as feedstock for producing sustainable aviation fuel? How many of you attempted this question? Correct है कि नहीं है? Correct है? नहीं है? नहीं है correct? कौन सा skip किया? C. अच्छा, C तो correct option है, so you got it right. Anyone who got it wrong? जिसने कुछ वुड मिल वाला वेस्ट हटा दिया या कुछ किया, लकड़ी फंस जाएगी एरोप्लेन में. प्लीज़ प्लीज़ इतना दिमाग मत लगाओ. ठीक है, ठीक है, इतना दिमाग नहीं लगाना है. यू हैव टू गो बाय फैक्ट्स, बट वॉट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम दिस इज वॉट इज़ द मोटिवेशन टू आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन. पहली बात तो ये क्यों पूछा है, फिर हम आते हैं आंसर कहाँ से पढ़ना है इसका. ठीक है, मोटिवेशन इज दिस दैट सस्टेनेबल एविएशन फ्यूल, ओके, वाला फ्यूल ब्लेंड करके, ओके, दिस इज द फर्स्ट कमर्शियली India's first commercial passenger flight using indigenously produced sustainable aviation fuel blend was successfully flown in 19th May 2023, last year. First commercial successfully flight जो की थी जिसमें पैसेंजर्स भी बैठे थे, ओके और ये हमारे मिनिस्टर हैं श्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी जी, दे हैड गॉन टू कंग्रेचुलेट एंड ऑल, ठीक है. सो सक्सेसफुली वी हैड फ्लोन द फर्स्ट कमर्शियल प्लेन यूजिंग दिस फ्यूल. तो अब जब ये है तो यू ऑट टू आस्क कि यार सस्टेनेबल एविएशन फ्यूल बनता कैसे है, यू नो व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट कैन गो इनटू इट. नाउ अगेन माय पॉइंट, लुक हियर. Again, one more authentic source for information I'm giving you. This is again, let's go back to USA. This is the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy की website. Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy की website of the US government. Okay. In that website, it clearly tells you about the sustainable feedstocks which can be used for producing sustainable aviation fuel. I am not saying that this is the only source. I am saying this is one of the credible sources which you can use frequently to read about different cleaner technologies. Of course, sustainable aviation fuel was covered in the newspapers also. In fact, we have asked a question in our test series also, in Sandhan also, on this exact यही question कि क्या क्या fuel use होता है, and in the explanation we had given all of them. ठीक है, but my understanding is if you see this website, you will realize that everything is as it is given. Wastewater treatment sludge, wood mill waste, okay, corn grain, जो भी तुम्हें लगता है, जो whatever is there in the options, that is there in that page. Okay, so which tells you that these are some of the authentic sources you can refer to when you are reading more about this topic. Clear? Is this clear? So the answer to this is C, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Clear? Okay, let's move forward. अब ये जिसने नहीं किया ना, या जिसने गलत किया है, दो डंडे मारो अपने आप को. Why? How could you? Anybody who got it wrong? अब तो कोई हाथ भी नहीं उठाएगा now that I have said it. Really, this is such a sitter. This is such a simple question. This was a total giveaway. UPSC बोल रहा है ये लो 2 नंबर ले लो. It was like that. ठीक है? This is such a simple question. You could not have got it wrong. Which one of the following is the exhaust pipe emission from fuel cell electric vehicles powered by hydrogen? Clearly लिखा है powered by hydrogen. So when you are combining hydrogen, using it as a fuel, okay, for you are of course in a fuel cell, basically hydrogen is used to produce electricity, which in turn runs the car. कार electric vehicle ही है, वो चल बिजली पे रही है, लेकिन हम बिजली बना रहे हैं हाइड्रोजन से. ओके, एंड हाइड्रोजन को अगर हम यूज करेंगे, so what is the output ऑक्सीजन के साथ? The output will be water vapor, H2O. Simple. ठीक है, so the answer is D, water vapor. Next, this is just an infographic. यहाँ पे देखो water vapor. ठीक है, alright. Next is pumped storage hydropower. This is taught to you in the classes. This is clearly taught to you in the 3 types of hydropower reservoirs. कौन कौन से होते हैं hydropower? किस 3 types का कौन सा है? One is your typical dam based, कि हमने डैम बनाया, पानी को इकट्ठा किया एक जगह और फिर पानी टर्बाइन के थ्रू पास किया, and then we have got electricity. The other is run of the mill. That means एक रिवर जा रही है, ठीक है, रिवर ऐसे जा रही है, तो उसका एक चैनल, रिवर जाती रहेगी लेकिन उसका थोड़ा सा वाटर या एक चैनल हमने उसको डाइवर्ट कर दिया, एंड दैट वी हैव पुट ऑन द टर्बाइन, यूज्ड इट टू जनरेट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, और जो वाटर बच गया, मतलब या जो वाटर आफ्टर द मूवमेंट ऑफ द टर्बाइन वी हैव रिकनेक्टेड इट बैक टू द रिवर. सो दिस इज रन ऑफ द रिवर, यानी कि रिवर चली जा रही है और आपने बस बीच में थोड़ा सा वाटर डाइवर्ट करके इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस कर ली. थर्ड इज दिस pumped storage hydropower, okay, in which there are 2 reservoirs. One reservoir is at the top level, okay, and one reservoir is नीचे, एक elevation पे height पे है और एक नीचे है, ठीक है. अब इसमें क्या है, जब आपको जनरेटर पे चलाना है तो आप यहाँ से पानी छोड़ोगे, वो जनरेटर पे आके जनरेटर चल जाएगा, टर्बाइंस मूव करेंगे, यू विल गेट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। और आपने यहाँ बॉटम में पानी आ गया, अब बॉटम में तो पानी आ गया बट हमें वापस भी तो भेजना पड़ेगा ना दोबारा उसे फॉल करवाने के लिए टर्बाइन पे। दैट इज डन थ्रू पंपिंग। ओके, सो दिस इज पम्प्ड स्टोरेज, दैट इज द नेम, दैट इज वाई पम्प स्टोरेज। सो द कॉन्सेप्ट इज आप सेम अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर यूज करके ऊपर नीचे करके यू कैन जनरेट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। ओके, दिस इज वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन। यूपीएससी ने जो क्वेश्चन भी पूछा है वो सिंपल यही पूछा है कि वो अप्रोप्रिएटली किसके कंटेक्स्ट में यूज होता है। द आंसर इज लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन एनर्जी स्टोरेज। सो यू कैन स्टोर अ लॉट ऑफ एनर्जी बाय कॉन्स्टेंटली डूइंग दिस। Simple question, very simple question, should have been done. Okay. And finally, the last question, membrane bioreactors. ये मैंने पहले ही बता दिया है, ठीक है। बायोफिल्टर्स लास्ट ईयर था, membrane bioreactor is a similar concept. It is a membrane bioreactor. ये ऐसे एक टैंक होता है, MBR टैंक, membrane bioreactor टैंक। उस टैंक के अंदर वेस्ट वाटर को डाल देते हैं। ओके, ऑफ कोर्स जो फिल्टर्स हैं दे एक्ट, रिमूव ऑल द सॉलिड्स एंड ऑल, एंड जो मेम्ब्रेन्स हैं उसके, दैट इज एक्टिवेटेड स्लज, इट हैज़ माइक्रोब्स इन इट, ओके, विच कॉजेज द ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ द पोल्यूटेंट्स। सो दिस इज यूज्ड इन वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट। यूपीएससी ने कुछ टेक्निकल नहीं पूछा है, कुछ डिफिकल्ट नहीं पूछा है, सिंपल पूछा है ये किस में यूज होता है, दैट्स इट। असिस्टेड रिप्रोडक्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज नहीं, नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं, वैक्सीन नहीं, सीधा वेस्ट वाटर। अगर बायो वर्ड, आई ऑलवेज से दिस, वेन एवर यू कम अक्रॉस द वर्ड बायो, दैट मीन्स माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स कहीं ना कहीं इन्वॉल्व है उसको। इट इज़ बायो रेमेडिएशन टेक्निक। रेमेडी मतलब किसी को ठीक करना, जो पोल्यूशन हो गया हम उसको ठीक कर रहे हैं थ्रू बायो रेमेडिएशन, एंड दिस इज अ बायो रेमेडिएशन टेक्निक यूजिंग मेम्ब्रेन बायोरिएक्टर्स. So the answer to this question is again D. This was also a gift from UPSC. Okay, ये भी होना चाहिए था. All right, that's all from my end. This is for the environment section. Okay, any questions, any doubts, anyone? Sorted? थोड़ी सी clarity आई. Do you understand? Now, look, if I am saying that international initiatives or international, that was one of the key focus areas of UPSC this year, does not mean कि कभी इंडिया नहीं आएगा. Please don't take it otherwise. Just understand the fact that now those things are also becoming equally important. हम इंडिया पे ही बहुत फोकस करते हैं. That is not the case. यूरोपियन यूनियन का डील का इंडिया से कोई ऐसा लेना देना नहीं है. जस्ट द फैक्ट दैट मे बी हमारी प्रोडक्शन पे उसका डिमांड हमारी कम हो जाएगी, बिकॉज वी आर ऑल्सो ट्राइंग टू डेवलप क्लीन टेक्नोलॉजीज. बट डायरेक्ट देर इज नो इम्पैक्ट एज सच. सो डज नॉट मीन इट इज नॉट लिंक्ड. ओके, so I hope that was a decent analysis of the environment section. Wish you all the best.